Every time I do an intro, I like redo it like 3 times because I think it's cringy. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to my channel. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, let's switch this up.
So today's video I've literally wanted to do for the longest time. Actually read on the title, it's how to pass your driving test, theory and practical, quickly and easily, because before I started I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be buying books and books for my theory, I need to be doing this and that. My practical was a little different because I didn't realise what was actually required for the test, and then I did one lesson with an instructor, and it's lucky I did, because all these things like 6-point check, like taking off in the right order, I didn't really know you had to do that. It's lucky I had the lessons. So let's just get into it because I'm kind of just saying everything I want to say. I passed my theory in, it was August, September 2020, and then I did my practical on November 1st, 2021. Literally, it was just because of COVID that it took that long. I remember every day checking for a cancellation. I ended up booking it like really far, and it was just so I had it booked, I had it paid, and then when there's a cancellation I can just change it. So that's what I ended up doing, but we'll get into that. Talking about the theory first, so you'll go into the office, you'll go to reception, like the front desk, you just like sign in, give your like details. You need your provisional license, you give it to whoever's at the desk, and then you have to look away. They'll give you like lockers, or well, for me it was lockers, they might have something else to put your stuff away, but you put away everything except your mask. I don't think, you can't really take anything in. They give you a desk, you go to the desk, it literally has a wall in front, wall on the sides, and it's really high and it's quite like far back, so you can't like talk to anyone. You have headphones, you just have the computer screen and the mouse. You're just there clicking, there's literally no keyboard. The multiple choice will come first, and then it just goes straight onto the hazard section. And then when you finish, you'll go back out to the front desk. They'll give you a printout of your results, and then you can see what you got right and wrong. You have multiple choice questions, I think there's 50 questions, and then you have the hazard perception, which is basically you're watching a video, like a CGI video, and then when you see a hazard you have to click. You get points according to your reaction time. So how I revise, so for the multiple choice, because there's not really much possible variations for the subjects of the questions, so I literally just revise with this app. And when I say I just use the app every day for about 20 minutes, like on the train home from college I just do a little bit of revision. Like they have all like everything you need, and yeah, I literally passed. I'm not sure if you can like purchase it for free but unlock everything, or you just have to buy it, but it was £3 for like passing your theory with just that. I'll put it on the screen because I don't know exactly what it's called, and my phone, I'm filming on my phone. But yeah, the app looks whack, but it has everything you need. If anything, they just slightly changed the wordings when it came to the actual test, but it wasn't like major like changes, you still knew what they were asking. I did buy the highway code just to practice with signs and just things that weren't in the thing. So all I would suggest honestly for revising for your multiple choice questions is the app and then the highway code, and literally just do a little bit every single day. You don't have to be revising like loads, just a little bit every day. Like as I said, I only did like 20 minutes a day. Yeah, so with practicing hazard perception, again it was easy. I just got this random app, I didn't pay for it or anything, and there's loads of apps, so I'm not really going to say which one I got because I don't remember anyway. But yeah, I just practiced on this app, and I also searched up like hazard perception online things, and it's like interactive, so it will test you and then you get the results, and then you can look back at what you did wrong. Also, it was really helpful watching YouTube videos because some people can like psychoanalyze the hazard perception. So yeah, that's what I did for that. To pass, you need 43 out of 50 for the multiple choice, and you need 45 out of 75 to pass the hazard perceptions. I think that's it for the theory. Onto the practical, let me just read what I wrote. Okay, in terms of actually like driving, my dad taught me, so that was easy because I could get like loads of practice in. It was good because I could do the test in my own car. Try like do a test in the car that you've practiced in, because obviously you just have one less thing to think about. When you come to do like the questions, like the show me tell me questions, you know where everything is easily. I'm so like, sorry, I just got a notification. What was I saying? The notification threw me off. What was I saying? Yeah, it's just generally easier. When I did my one lesson, I had one lesson with the instructor, so obviously it was in his car. I hated it. I hated it because my car's like, we both had Peugeots, but mine's 2007. His was like 2015. You don't even need clutch control. The clutch accelerates by itself. You didn't need like clutch control on the hill either, because it would hold the car still for a few seconds. I'm really good with my clutch control, and he did say that, but he said like go easy on the car because it's not necessary in the car. But anyway, the point is, if you can do it in the car that you've practiced in, then obviously that's one less thing to think about on your actual test. If you're learning with someone that's not an instructor, then you really need to know there's certain things you have to do in a certain order, like taking off. You have to like start the engine and take off in a certain order, which I think is so extra. So let's say your belt's on, start the engine, put it in gear, 6-point check, and then start the engine, put it in gear, and then you find the biting point. See, why would you do that? Why would you find the biting point so early? Find the biting point, 6-point check, handbrake, go. I think that's it. I'm just thinking, why would you put, okay, you want to put the gear in early, but my leg wasn't used to that, and legit, like, my leg was just shaking on the clutch. It was awful. But yeah, that's just how you have to do things. So if you're learning with someone that's not an instructor, make sure you find out exactly what you need to do, exactly what they're looking for the test. Instructors know that you can drive within like the first 5 minutes of the test, but like you have to do like checking the mirrors in order, 6-point check, like everything in order. And if not, then it will be like, I think it's, some of them are minors and some of them are serious. To pass your practical driving test, you're allowed 15 minors and you're not allowed any serious faults. So minors are like, I got minors for not checking my mirrors before I sped up. I was going too slow on a dual carriageway at one point. I did it in an area that I didn't know because I just wanted to book it and get it done. Obviously a dual carriageway can go up to 70, but there was a roundabout coming and I didn't want to like brake hard because I was going 70, so I didn't really go that fast. I went like 40, 50. At one point I was going too fast. I got one because I braked really, well not really hard, but quite suddenly in front of a zebra crossing. And it's not like I wasn't looking, but I did mine in the morning and there were loads of like cars and kids everywhere because it was a school run. I kind of like passed the school, so there weren't like young kids on that zebra crossing, but there was this massive range like in the way of like my vision. There were two girls here and then the range was like, oh, it's not in the way for you. So the two girls here and then the range was like this, and I'm there trying to look like on the zebra crossing and I didn't see anyone, so I didn't go fast but I went slowly, and then they like popped out and then I braked hard. When I say I really thought I failed, I was just like, let me just do well like on the rest so she can see like maybe I'm still a good driver. Yeah, she classed it as a minor, which is good. If I failed, obviously I wouldn't have been happy, but it's just like the fact that I booked it months in advance, I booked it months in advance, and it was somewhere like, it wasn't close. We had to like go on the motorway to get there. It was just, it took so much effort to get there, so I couldn't waste it. What I wanted to say after all that was how I learned how to do everything for my tests was literally on YouTube, and his videos are called DGN Driving School, I think that's it, and then there's this another one called Driving London. That's the name of the YouTube channels. I'll probably like put them somewhere, because when I say his videos are the best. Basically he does practice tests with someone in, he puts like, oh, she did this, she did that, that was good, that was bad, like on the screen, so you know like, oh, I shouldn't do that or I should do this. The videos are so good. Watch them videos whether you're learning with an instructor or not, because his videos are honestly really good and really helpful. In your practical test you also have show me tell me questions. I'm not really sure, but I think there's 20 questions total, but obviously they can ask you anything. A show me question is you showing the thing, and a tell me question is just you telling them how you would deal with something. For my test I got how do you check your tire pressure and how do you know what's the appropriate tire pressure. That was my tell me question. For my show me question I got how to operate the horn, but she was like, in a safe, like when it's safe, can you operate the horn? So I just waited for cars to pass and then I just operated the horn. And I got both my questions right, which is good. If you get your questions wrong, it just counts as a minor, but you just don't really want them minors like sitting on top of something you might already get anyway. So I got 7 minors. Like, isn't the best, but to be honest, the fact that I didn't learn with an instructor, like I was really happy. Let me just talk about how the practical test was. So we weren't allowed into the car park of the test centre until 5 minutes before the test. She asked my dad if he could park like reverse bay park, so we're facing out ready to go. So you might need to do that on your test. Try and like bring your own like L plates, one on the front, one on the back. I remember I was not nervous at all because I just had in my mind, if I'm nervous then I'm just gonna manifest me failing. But my dad was so nervous. My bonnet isn't magnetic, so the L plate can stick on the front. She had to just bring out tape and just tape it on, which is fine. But my dad was saying how he thought something was really wrong because she had to bring out tape. She also had a, you know, the middle mirror, she has her own, so she can, like, when you look back she can see exactly what you're seeing and if you've done things safe or not. So there's that. So we got into the car and then she just explained everything to me, and then we had my tell me question, which was tell me about the tire pressure and how you check it. And she didn't tell me if I got it right or wrong, and then she was like, can you just pull out and then do a reverse bay park for me? You can go either side to come back in. So I just went that side. I readjusted like twice, I think it was twice or 3 times. But yeah, she didn't say if I did it good or bad. She was just like, okay, let's go. So we went for a drive. The test was very quick. It was only like 30-40 minutes. So excuse you? So we went for a drive. I followed a sat nav for the first half, and then the second half she gave me the instructions herself. If you miss a turn in general, like, don't panic because you'll probably fail because you panic. Because I missed a turn in like 3 times because the sat nav was a little bit slow. If you miss turnings or anything or take the wrong exit, you're not going to fail because of that, and it's not a minor or anything, as long as you do everything safely. So say if you're in the wrong lane and you go out the wrong exit, then that would be, I think that's a serious fault, I'm not too sure, but it's only because you're in the wrong lane, it's not because you took the wrong turning. When you're driving, that's when you get your show me questions. So the tell me questions will be when you're stationary, and the show me questions when you're moving. So obviously I had to operate the horn, that's what I did. She didn't say like if I did anything good or bad, she was just like, to be honest, I didn't even see her write anything. Like, I guess because I was driving, but I was trying to like see like if she told me to do something and I did like right or wrong, what she'd write, and I did not see her like open her pad once. Okay, my phone just ran out of storage, so I just had to sort that out. So what I was saying was, you go back to the parking lot, then they'll give you the talk. Sorry, it's because I had a she again. I had a dream that I had a she and that I passed. It was like the night before or 2 nights before. If you pass, you'll get the certificate that day, and she'll take your provisional license and your real one will come in the post. Pass or fail, you'll get an email about what you did right and what you did wrong, like why you got the minors. I actually just could have looked at that and told you why I got them, but I think that's everything. It's really weird when you pass. Not to get cocky, but the test didn't feel like as hard as you think it would. It was just weirdly easy, and it didn't feel like, oh, this is it, like. But yeah, so my tips for passing your practical would be practice as much as you can. I know it's hard, because obviously it can be expensive. Like even if you're learning with a family member, the petrol is still expensive, but definitely because you just want to pass it first time and you have to like pay for the test and everything, so just like practice as much as you can. YouTube channels, I'll put them here again. Honestly, it is so helpful, especially if you don't have an instructor. It's so helpful. Practice your show me tell me questions. Just practice all of them because you don't know which ones you're gonna get. I think it's like 20 questions. I'm not really too sure if that's right though. Also, I would say practice doing the show me questions because you're doing it while you're driving. You have to be comfortable enough to like be clicking things, but you can't really look, oh, there we go, because they'll probably be like, oh, why are you looking away from the road? That's a major or minor, like serious or minor. Yeah, so practice being comfortable with like going, like leaving your hand with the wheel. Guys, I'm just editing. So here, I never actually said it, but what I was trying to say was, if you have the opportunity, say a friend or family member has a manual car, like try and persuade them to teach you, because it will end up so much cheaper, and having that consistency with practicing, you'll pass easier and faster and more confidently. My dad wanted to teach me, but he had an automatic, so I bought the car so he could teach me. But yeah, I'm not saying to buy a car, I'm just saying if you have the opportunity, it will be a lot cheaper if someone can teach you instead of an instructor. My dad has automatic, like he has an expensive car, so obviously I can't learn in that, and it's massive as well. He like wanted me to learn with an instructor. We went to instructors and it was just like, oh, you can have lessons within 3 weeks, a month, and it's just like that consistency is not gonna like get you to pass quickly, I'm sorry, but you really need consistency with your practicing, and that's why like it's a really big benefit learning with a family member as well. Obviously I understand like not everyone can. It was my idea to buy a car, learning that and then pass, because if I passed I would have bought the car anyway, so to me it just made sense to buy it now, and then like in the end we'll probably be saving money. And before anyone says anything about me being spoiled, yes, my dad bought the car. He bought it for 800, and it's a really good car for 800, but I bought it off him for 1,000. I've had people, oh my gosh, you're so spoiled, oh my gosh, your dad bought you a car. Fool, he bought it for 800. He bought it for £800. I bought it off him with my money, not money he gave me. I bought it off him for 1,000, period. Okay, my storage ran out again, and I'm really annoyed because I have 128 gigabytes, and I'm not buying a new phone anytime soon, so I can pattern out. But thank you for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful. I hope there's not really much I missed out. If anyone's like gonna like take the test anytime soon, good luck, and I hope you pass. If you do fail, it's not bad either. Just keep working hard and manifest your success. Everything I want to share is linked in the description below, so if you could please check that out, that would be very nice. Until the next video, I want to change my outro.